Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. This is Rambeard, and today we'll be talking about an Orc Overlord that, to my knowledge, showed us the last time Garrosh was actually respectable. We'll be talking about Overlord Krom'Gar and the Krom'Gar army as a whole. When Garrosh Hellscream became the leader of the Horde, a more aggressive stance was taken when it came to securing land. All over the continent of Kalimdor, Horde forces were sent out to claim new lands. Krom'Gar was appointed by Garrosh personally to lead a campaign into Stonetalon Mountains to claim this region for the Horde. He was given an army and made Overlord. We know that the army went through Ashenvale first before heading into Stonetalon, as this zone is full with Krom'Gar members and supplies. War wagons are still riding here and there are several quests we can complete for the Krom'Gar here. Eventually we are told about the whereabouts of the Overlord and the majority of the army, and we are sent to Stonetalon. We climb on top of a wagon and start the journey. On the wagon we meet some other Krom'Gar soldiers, including Sergeant Domtrak and Scout Udfog, who seem especially nice. We're making friends already. We arrive at the fold and our two new friends are sent to Krom'Gar Fortress, headquarters of the Krom'Gar army. We start off as a grunt and report to an orc named Sourballs, who sends us on our way to complete a first set of tasks to see if we're capable. While fighting Night Elves, we learn about a regional leader of theirs that would supposedly hold the Alliance attack plans. We kill this leader and retrieve the plans. The Alliance knows about a massive bomb that is being constructed at Krom'Gar Fortress, and they plan to launch an attack on the fortress. We tell Sourballs this, and he sends us to Krom'Gar to report this dire news. We run to the nicely placed base, and there he stands, Overlord Krom'Gar. We show him the attack plans, and he is so impressed with our work that we are promoted to Sergeant. Krom'Gar is super confident that we will crush the Alliance attack. We go out and murder countless Alliance soldiers to weaken their ground forces. After a bit we return, and we are sent to Chief Blastioneer Bombguts, who supervises the cannons around the fortress. There are some missing parts that we have to retrieve from the nearby mine, so we go on our way. In the mine we find Domtrak and Udfog, scared as can be. Earth elementals inside the mine have gone on a rampage, and they are just as afraid of facing these elementals as they are of facing Krom'Gar, so they don't do anything. We help them out and retrieve the missing parts, after which we get to use the cannons. The time of the Alliance attack has come, namely, and in swoop tons of gnomish flying machines. While we dealt with the ground forces earlier, we now get to shoot the Alliance planes out of the sky. We do great of course, and so we are promoted to Legionnaire. For now, Krom'Gar Fortress is safe, so our focus shifts to Malaka Jin, a troll village that protects the southern Stonetalon Mountains of Alliance in Grimtoad and Tauren. The village has been under heavy attack, and so we are sent to help out. There are not many Krom'Gar soldiers at Malaka Jin, so we just hang around with trolls and blood elves doing all sorts of things, like gathering a kobold army. We help Witch Doctor Jin Zil with some voodoo magic and beat back the Alliance, as well as the Grim Totem. After our little trip to Malaka Jin, we eventually return to the base of operations, and Overlord Krom'Gar happily receives us. He is so enthusiastic about our work in Malaka Jin that we are once again promoted. We are now a champion. The big bomb that the Alliance found out about in the beginning of this video is now about ready to be deployed, and we are to oversee its transportation. The Overlord tells us that Night Elves have created a secret weapon in an ancient tree which stands in the Battlescar Valley. We are to bring the bomb to that tree, but on our way there we'll have to refuel at a goblin outpost, the Sludgeworks. While enjoying the most amazing bomb carry animation ever, we quickly alt-tab and reach the Sludgeworks. In the Sludgeworks we help goblins with some local problems until the balloon is refueled, and so we go on to Cliffwalker Post, from where the bomb could be deployed easily. We reach the post, and this is where things get really nasty. The oncoming quests probably made me feel the worst I ever felt while questing. Cliffwalker Post is a Tauren settlement, and it is led by High Chieftain Cliffwalker and his wife, Masha. The Krom'Gar are represented by General Gribo, who has informed the High Chieftain of the Krom'Gar battle plans. The tree, where the weapon of mass destruction is supposedly being made, is a druid training ground called Thaldarag Grove. Take in this conversation between Cliffwalker and Gribo carefully. Cliffwalker speaks. "Your claims are outrageous, General. The only thing you will find at Thaldarag Grove are terrified young druids. They have no weapon of mass destruction." Gribo replies. "Careful, Tauren. Your words could be construed as treason. My scouts have informed me that the Grove holds a powerful weapon. A weapon that the Alliance will use against us if they are not stopped. Furthermore, I am here by the authority of Overlord Krom'Gar, who was himself appointed by our war chief Garrosh Hellscream. You will do his bidding or suffer the consequences. The High Chieftain says, I have sent my boy to Thaldarak Grove to fetch your proof. You will soon see that they pose no threat to us. With this, the High Chieftain's son has gone to gather proof, while we are sent to destroy Night Elves in the Battlescar Valley by the General. It feels kinda bad to massacre all these Night Elves, but I guess war is war, and we are still loyal to the Horde, of course. We return to Grebo, who is pleased with our work, but Cliffwalker also appeals to us. He asks us to go meet his son in the grove, and we agree to do so. We go to the heart of the Battlescar Valley, and see a lot of young Night Elf druids running around, frightened. They don't look like they've been working on a weapon, and we go on. In their fright, they do not attack us or anything. We find the High Chieftain's son, Orthus Cliffwalker, in a Night Elven building, dead. Next to him lie countless Night Elven corpses as well, but it does not appear that he has fought. The scene seems odd, and we take notice of an insignia Orthus clings onto. We open his hand and we see a Krom'Gar general's insignia. This is highly disturbing, so we rush back to Cliffwalker Post. We bring the insignia to Cliffwalker and he cries out in anger. Once again, take careful note of the conversation. Masha, Cliffwalker yells out, My baby boy, no, why? The High Chieftain tells her, Masha, go to our tent and hide yourself away. To which she replies, I will not leave you. Do not forget that I am the huntress in this family. And so High Chieftain Cliffwalker sighs. He says, Oh Masha, and yells out to the General. General, come out from your tent and face me. General Grebo runs out of his tent and says, Foolish old Taran, you dare display such disrespect? What is the meaning of this interruption? Cliffwalker says, Did you lose this, General? As he shows him the General's insignia. Grebo replies, My insignia, yes, I did lose it. Where did you find it, Taran? The High Chieftain replies, Triel found it, on the corpse of my only child, you miserable son of a pig. Grebo starts laughing. Your boy was weak, spineless, just like his father. And as for you, Triel, disappointing. You are a disgrace to the Horde. The punishment for you all is death. And so the General strikes at us. We defend ourselves, and so we have chosen our sides. We struck the General, and not the High Chieftain. Of course this looks awful, and the Tauren will surely be executed for treason. The Cliffwalkers ask us to appeal to Overlord Krom'Gar. We are a champion in his army after all. We fly to Krom'Gar Fortress, and I feel like the quest dialogue is lacking here. The first thing we read is, What? My general has been killed by the Tauren? This is treason, high treason. They will pay for this grievous error. So apparently we told Krom'Gar about the confrontation, but not quite about our role in it. This feels kinda sick. Furthermore, the quest says, You have done well to report this crime. The perpetrators of this heinous act will be punished. There will be blood. I will need a new general now that Grebo is dead. You shall take his place. Meet me at Cliffwalker Post, General. Together, we will end this nonsense. So, now we're definitely with Krom'Gar again, and we've betrayed the Cliffwalkers. However, the Cliffwalkers do not know this. We return to Cliffwalker Post, and we see Masha laying on the floor, butchered. High Chieftain Cliffwalker is down on his knees near the bomb, and Overlord Krom'Gar is there too, keeping the Tauren down. We are promoted to General. Note that we do not strike Krom'Gar, nor the Chieftain. I think it would have been very interesting if we'd gotten the option to kill either one of them, giving us different endings based on the choice, but oh well. Krom'Gar laughs and tells us to learn what it means to be Horde. We now hear Krom'Gar and Cliffwalker speak for the first time, so listen carefully.
Watch now, Cliffwalker, as this battle comes to its glorious conclusion.
You are about to cross a terrible threshold, Krom'Gar. May the Earth Mother have mercy on your soul.
Look upon the world, Cliffwalker, and see the might of the Horde!
What have you done, Krom'Gar?
War Chief, I was carrying out your command!
My command? was my command to murder innocents, Krom'Gar.
War Chief! Sir,
Am I a murderer, Krom'Gar?
No! War Chief!
Then I ask you again, what have you done? I sent you into Stone Talon Mountains with an army. Your orders were to secure this land for the Horde. Instead, you laid waste to the land, murdered innocents, children even. I spent a very long time in Northrend, Krom'Gar. I learned much about the Horde in that time. While there, a wise old war hero told me something that I would carry with me forever. Honor, Krom'Gar. No matter how dire the battle, never forsake it. Overlord Krom'Gar, you have disgraced the Horde. You have brought shame to us as a people. By my right as War Chief, I hereby relieve you of duty. You are dismissed! And you...
Wait, War Chief, please. This is the hero responsible for uncovering this corruption. This one tried to stop Krom'Gar. Have mercy, War Chief.
Mercy? Your wife and child were murdered. Your kin wiped out. Your home burned to the ground. Mercy. Chieftain, on this day, I learn from you. Krom'Gar's army is no more. Your rank no longer has meaning. If you wish to truly help the Horde, your considerable power could be used in Desolace or in the Southern Barrens. The choice is yours to make. Let honor guide you. Do not forget that Hellscream's eyes are always upon you.
We are no longer general, but we are not persecuted either. The High Chieftain never found out we betrayed him at Krom'Gar Fortress, and so he vowed for us. This feels especially nasty, I think. At least the Overlord is dead, and the High Chieftain still lives, so that's something, I guess. Realize how honorable Hellscream acts here. He listens to Tauren, learns from their wisdom, and condemns mindless killing. This is some of the most important leading of Garrosh we see, I think, when forming an opinion on him. As he became corrupted during Mist of Pandaria, leading in such a terrible and racist way, it is maybe fair to say that most of his anger, most, not all, came from the corruption, rather than from himself, as he displayed himself to be so respectable here in Stone Talon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that it maybe got you to see Garrosh in a different light. Goodbye.